What's going on YouTube? So Cadillac has been on quite a roll recently with tons of new products, including high performance products from their V sub-brand. And I'm happy today to be standing next to the latest addition. This is the all-new OPTIQ-V. Not only do we get to go on a detailed walk around, but later on we get to ride along on the track with a lead engineer to show off the performance. So is this the V crossover you've been waiting for? Well, let's go ahead and find out. So let's get started here with the exterior design of this new OPTIQ-V. So of course, as you can see, you have a very sleek and athletic look. All the OPTIQs actually have that, but the V does dial things up a notch. So what you'll notice in the front end design is, first of all, you have a unique grille finish going on, but most importantly, down here on your lower fascia, this has all been enlarged and made a lot more aggressive, allowing extra airflow in for cooling purposes and also just looking a lot cooler. Now on the lower part here, we also have the optional carbon fiber. You'll see this throughout the exterior. Like I said, it is going to be an option, but it looks very, very nice on board. The logo and the grille itself does illuminate, as you would expect. And then as we move over to the headlights, we've got the latest Cadillac design with the cascading LEDs going on. You also have your daytime running light, your dynamic turn signal indicator up there at the top. And of course, in typical Cadillac fashion, when you enter and exit the vehicle, it will play a really cool animation going across the front end and into the headlight unit. As we move into the wheels, we have a special 21-inch alloy. We've got a kind of dark gray finish with our V logo right there on that spoke. I think they look really, really nice with this deep ocean tint coat paint. I love this color. Absolutely excellent looking. What's more important than the wheels, though, are the tires. We have specially designed high-performance tires for this OPTIQ-V, and we also have special Brembo brakes, which will help this vehicle come to a stop. We'll just go ahead and open up the charge port real fast to show you that this does have the NACS charger right from the start here. And as far as our mirrors, we have a gloss black finish up at the top. They're fully loaded with all the features as well, including auto dimming. Now looking at the side, this will be 189.6 inches long. That, of course, is going to position this below the Lyric V in terms of the V structure and the lineup. And you do have some aggressive elements over here, including a gloss black finish up here on our roof. I also want to draw your attention to this detail right here. So a lot of the recent Cadillac models have come with this layered glass effect. It is special, though, for this model because this is actually using elements from the V logo inside of there. It's a nice little touch, especially with the blue at the top. As we take a look at the back here, again, you're going to see the more aggressive elements reflected. So you've got a very aggressive slope going on through here. You have a spoiler up top, but you'll notice right here, we have a large spoiler. This is finished in that available carbon fiber as well. And then the same carbon fiber is going to be down here at our lower diffuser, which is very, very aggressive and definitely hints at the overall performance of this model. As far as the lighting is concerned, you'll still have the signature Cadillac lights that go down there, and you also have the separate housing, all fully LED, of course. And then as far as safety systems, I do want to just quickly mention that all of them are standard, and you still get the Super Cruise system as well. But without further ado, let's go ahead and check out the unique details in the inside.
If you're new here, we're brothers, and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We started young, and since then we've reviewed over 2,000 cars at every price point.
No matter what you're looking for, from sound level readings to cargo measurements, we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family.
Let's learn a lot and have some fun with all the latest cars. All right, so let's check out the interior and the exclusive details. Of course, you have the signature Cadillac key fob on board with remote startability. And then the door handle is going to be the electronic style, so when you unlock the vehicle, pops out like so. and you can quickly open it right up. Now, looking inside this interior, you're going to see some exclusive details, like I was saying, also some nice use of colors and a nice animation that goes across the screen as in the other Optic products. Let's start with the seats though. So as you can see, we've got a really nice looking seat. So this has special V detailing. We've got the V logo right through there. You have special stitching accents going on. The blue accent or piping down the side, of course, as you can see, and you'll notice blue accents all throughout the cabin. Cadillac says that this is going to be available in a gray and also this black you see today. Now, as far as the seat controls, you've got those over here on the door trim. You got the same number of adjustments as in the other Optic, and one thing I'm really liking is the fact that I have heating and ventilation still with memory and also a button for massage. So we keep all the functionality from the standard Optic, even though we've got this performance seat. But let's go ahead and climb inside. And now that I'm inside, let's look around at those cabin materials. So Cadillac is using all recycled materials inside of here, including this leatherette on the door trim with the blue stitching detail. We have a cloth across the top, soft touch material through here, and more of the cloth going on. You'll notice again those blue accents I was mentioning that pops across the dash as well as over on the door trim and throughout the interior. And then we've got a nice insert of a carbon fiber trim. Now firing it up is as easy as just putting your foot on the brake. And as soon as it fires up, you'll immediately notice some differences. The big thing I see right from the start here is the kind of theming of this big old display system. So this is still the giant 33-inch display, very thin, super high resolution display. But what they've done here is given you some special graphics for V duty. In the background there, you've got these high performance designs and colors. You also have special things that are going to help you when you're driving aggressively, such as the G-Force reader. And you can also customize these, of course, as you would expect. Up above, we also have a large head-up display. And then as we move back to the steering wheel, we have got a V steering wheel. Nice leather-covered airbag cover. Good thick rim to the steering wheel. I like the overall design of this little Cadillac logo down there at the bottom. And then that, of course, is actually making the V shape. So really, I like the details of this. Very, very nice looking steering wheel design. Still has Super Cruise and all the things like that. Also, there's your V mode, so that you'll be able to press that and activate the maximum amount of power. Now, as far as storage is concerned, obviously, you really don't have to change the storage when you go to a V model. So you still have plenty of space inside that center console there. You've got a wireless phone charging pad, 2 cup holders, some storage right there, and then this massive pass-through area where you can stick just about anything, and then a giant storage shelf right through there. So really nice in terms of the packaging, even though this is a relatively small vehicle. Now, of course, your shifter is up here, and as far as the reverse camera, that's what that's going to look like. We've got the 360-degree camera system. Now, obviously, this is a very early first look, so I don't have full details in terms of what might be optional or standard on the V, but I would expect that, just like Cadillac's other V models, most of the features you're going to want will be included as standard equipment. Now, amongst that will be our climate controls. Looks like we've got a dual zone automatic setup there with the nice physical controls, making it super easy to adjust while you are driving. We do also have an AKG audio system, so this does still retain that high-end audio system that we showed you guys in our last Optic review. It's got Dolby Atmos, so it's one of the few vehicles that supports that functionality, giving you the full kind of really encompassing 3D sound. It's very, very impressive sound system, especially for this segment of vehicle. Now, in terms of the main infotainment system, of course, you've seen this in other Cadillac products. We got the latest and greatest on board. Of course, inside of here, you've got those themes I was talking about earlier with the special V. You also have things like Google Maps built right into the system. Just be aware that you still don't have Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, since this is one of the General Motors EVs. Up top, you've got the auto-dimming mirror with the digital camera system. And then we've got a very large panoramic sunroof, but this does not open up. Now let's move into the back seat. Obviously, this is going to be mostly the same as the regular Optic with lots and lots of space, as you can see. But what I really want to point out is the special details, and you can probably see that very obviously right here in front of me. We have these blue seat backs. I love this detail. It really adds a nice color splash. You don't have to get this if you don't want it, but I do really think that it's a cool detail of this interior. Also really matches these blue accent seat belts. Now, as far as the rest of the features, you are still going to have a lot of nice ones, including vents, heated back seats, USB connections, and even a household outlet. Now, opening up the tailgate here, let's take a quick look inside. As you can see, we have a pretty generous amount of space. We're expecting this to be basically the same as the current Optic, which is about 57 cubic feet of space. Nice flat load floor once you fold down those seats, which you can easily do by just reaching up here and folding them forward. Also want to point out that you've got some additional storage underneath there, and you also have some storage along the sides along with some illumination. So you've seen the exterior and you've seen the interior of this model, so I'm sure now you're wondering what powers this beast. So let's get into some specific details of this. So you have an 85 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery pack. That is the same size as the standard Optic, but what's different, of course, is the performance of the dual motor all-wheel drive system. So this has 519 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. That's nearly double what the standard Optic is producing. So obviously we're going to see a lot of high performance from this model. Cadillac is estimating 0 to 60 of 3.5 seconds. So very, very fast when you're using the launch mode on this model. Cadillac is also estimating that the range of this will be 275 miles, although they haven't finalized that figure just yet. That would be quite good considering it's the same battery pack, twice as much horsepower, and you're only losing a little bit of range from the regular Optic. And it does have the brand new NACS, North American Charging Standard plug right from the start. But that's enough of the figures. Of course, what you really want to see is those numbers actually in practice. So let's go ahead and head out to the track.
What that does is it enables a suite of traction features that's centered around performance driving. So being an all-wheel drive vehicle, you may know that all-wheel drive vehicles are typically susceptible to understeer. So one thing that we're doing in competitive mode is we're controlling the torque on the front axle so that in the middle of a corner, it drives and feels more like a rear-wheel drive car.
Okay.
The other thing we're doing is brake torque vectoring. And what that does is it grabs individual brakes on each corner to help you control inside wheel spin on a corner exit. And then the last thing it does is kind of put you in a stability control setting that allows you to get a little bit more sideways, have a little bit more fun. And then finally, it also automatically enables the Velocity Max feature. So Velocity Max gives you an extra 300 amps of output from the battery. That's what gives you the total 519 horsepower figure. And all that gets wrapped up into competitive mode, and that's what you're going to experience here today.
Okay.
You're already giggling over there?
Yeah.
Remember, this is a 5,500 pound machine.
Oh, nice, nice.
That's
There we go.
mode.
All right.
Pretty cool for a 5,500 pound crossover.
Yes,
huh?
absolutely. Yeah. So that's the real deal right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, obviously, like we were saying in the early part of the video, 3.5 seconds to 60 with the launch control, the competitive mode, as he was explaining earlier before we kind of took off there, really enables this vehicle to maximize the performance. I was very impressed by how got the rear out,
Yeah,
on
it
an
doesn't-
all-wheel drive vehicle. It's pretty cool.
Exactly, especially, in the EV space with such a heavy battery. Yeah, that battery's down low, it gives you a low center of gravity, but also adds a lot of mass to the vehicle. So from a vehicle dynamics standpoint, and V-Series is all about that driving precision. We have to use our chassis controls to manage that mass, right? And the goal of this car is to make it feel and drive like a lighter, more sporty, agile car. And so that's what we're showing you here today.
So of course they did definitely stiffen the chassis, and when we head through this slalom, oh yeah, you can really feel that balance. Yeah, very flat when we go around the corner there. And then to a nice stop there with those Brembo brakes.
That's a pretty fun car to throw around, isn't it?
Now let's talk a little bit about pricing and availability. So Cadillac is estimating that this will be in production in about the next 6 months. And as far as pricing, they don't have any official things available just yet. However, we have made our own estimation. We're thinking that this is going to be priced at about $65,000, which would put it about $10,000 more than the Sport 2 trim level. Well guys, we hope you enjoyed this in-depth first look and first ride-along in the brand new Cadillac OPTIQ-V. It really was a super cool experience, and we're very appreciative to Cadillac to inviting us out to take this special look at this vehicle. And if you guys enjoyed the video, we'd appreciate if you went down below and clicked subscribe. That's how automakers know that you enjoy our content and find it useful. If you're already a fan and subscriber, we appreciate your continued support, and we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.